have here Nienu, whose career in politics has spanned more than 2 decades, and he's the leader of the NPF Legislative Party, and he's going to talk to us about various issues pertaining to the state of Nagaland especially. And this is a time when the assembly session is going on. The second session of the 14th NLA is going on right now. We have the last day that is going to be held on September 14th. Sir, thank you so much for talking to us. Your views on the Nltp Act, and why wasn't this Nltp Act of importance for discussion at this year's assembly session, this session, sir? Okay. We have spoken about many other issues, very important ones, but Nltp is something that needs to be also spoken at great length and discussed. So where does your view stand on that?
You see, as far as Nltp Act is concerned, Nltp Act of 1989 is concerned, lifting is another issue, but discussion is of paramount importance. That I agree with you. But this time around, it was only the 3-day session.
Yeah.
And in this 3-day session, we had so many business to cover.
Yes.
So maybe due to paucity of time, they could not put this act for discussion. Maybe in the next we will discuss on this issue. We need to discuss the merits and demerits about the act.
Correct.
Then only take a decision. So maybe in the next assembly we will ask the speaker and the leader of the house to take it up for discussion at least. Lifting is another issue, okay, that too is another chapter. But discussion in the house is of paramount importance. I agree with you.
During the assembly also we had discussed that maybe a special provision act for the Forest Conservation Act. Our Chief Minister Nienu had said that maybe we can work on a different type of amendment act instead of the usual FCA. But can this also be done with the Nltp? Try to work around something so that the state also doesn't lose economically as well if the Nltp is lifted, sir. Maybe the government...
I don't want to give comments on this. I leave it to the best wisdom of the leader and the house as to what resolutions we should pass to protect our land and our forests. So I think I'll leave it to the decision to the leader. Because if I give comments now, it may contradict. But nevertheless, our land and our forests, which are near and dear to us, since time immemorial, Nagas have been living with the forest. It's a part of our life. So it needs to be protected.
In terms of the Uniform Civil Code, sir, it's a very good news for Nagaland, and that both the government and the centre has agreed that it will not be affecting us, since it won't affect the tribals and Christians.
Right.
So the BJP has also agreed to that.
Right. Yeah.
So how do you would like to say something on that? How did that come about, that the BJP agreed on such a big act, sir, to be?
That's a very tricky question. I appreciate that. You see, as I have initiated the discussion for UCCN, Forest Conservation Act 2023. My priority is safeguard our interests, safeguard our religion, our social practices, and so on and so forth. Now, when you look at UCC, it poses a threat to our social practices, customary practices, and religious practices. It poses a threat. So naturally, when it poses a threat to a small community like us, I believe our BJP friends also, their priority is their community. That's why they also came in unison to support the act. Today, I'm so happy. Our Chief Minister I have shouted over and over again, come what may, in spite of all the verbal assurances we get, we cannot rely on that verbal assurances.
Yes,
because later on, when we are to come to a certain point of agreement, there should be a written agreement in black and white. And till today, though Amit Shah has given verbal assurances, there is no assurances in black and white. So today, it is very good that we have made use of Article 71E, which protects us. And today we have resolved that we be exempted from the UCC Act. So today I think now we are safe. I'm happy to the leader and the house for applying their wisdom and protecting us from this big threat.
Speaking of 371A Article 3, there were comments made that it has been lying in the cold storage for a very long time.
Yeah.
And do you think we bring it up only when convenient for us?
That's it.
Is it that only, that we bring it up only when it's convenient, and then we forget about it when it's no use to us?
See, I was the one who gave that comment.
Yes.
We had been there in the cold storage for a pretty long time. You see, I came into politics in 2003. Till such time also, I never knew Article 371A existed to protect us. That means we were either ignorant. I'll say ignorant because we didn't know.
Probably, yes.
If we know and we don't use it, means arrogant, isn't it?
Yeah.
We were
Yes,
ignorant,
sir.
we don't know. And still that time, if we didn't know, means it has been lying unused for such a long time.
Correct, sir.
And that's why so many rights of us has been gone. Let us talk about the state was under 16-point agreement. It was under external affairs. But after later on, they slowly push us into the, what do you say, under Ministry of Home Affairs.
Yeah.
Then our finance also was separate. But later on, it came under Finance Commission again. See, slowly they were taking away all our rights and our agreements, which was inserted in the 16-point agreement. So today, we never knew that Article 371, that such a strong article was there to protect our rights from any laws that is being passed in the parliament. But later on, slowly, in order to exploit oil, we passed our resolution. I hope you remember what I said in the assembly. We passed our own regular resolution. We made our, some resolution on exploration of oil and extraction of oil and natural resources in 2010, where I was a cabinet under Rio's leadership. All of a sudden, the reply came was shocking, extremely shocking. They said that Article 371A does not give you any permission or right to formulate any regulations for extraction of oil. That was shocking. Isn't it?
Yeah.
So now today, out of that, we came to know that our weapon should be used often so that it continues to protect us. Until unless we use our weapon, how do we know it will fire? It's like giving you a gun, and you have not fired for a very long time. But after some time, when you try to fire it misfired, it didn't come out, isn't it? So today, I'm very happy under the leadership of Rio. We have made good use of it, and I think we have to continue to use this Article 371A to protect us, so that Union of India, Government of India also, will allow us to be free in our own land, at least.
Yes, sir. That is very true. But do you also feel like this, talking about oil exploration in Nagaland, it is also kind of hazardous to the environment in certain aspects? It comes under certain laws also that should be there to be put. And we were talking about the Campa Fund in Assembly the first day, that when it comes to development of the state and other entities, private entities coming and doing their activities in a land, and we are missing out again on that, what do you call that, compensation.
Right.
I think that was spoken, if I'm not mistaken, sir. Compensation of more than thousands and thousands of crores.
Right.
So, what do we do about this? What do you think the government and the people should be aware of in this time? Should we go ahead and let development happen, but also get the compensation from the center or from the private entities?
You see, in Nagaland, we have a land holding system. The land does not belong to the government. It belongs to the individuals. And when it belongs to individuals, we have every right to get compensation for whatever development is going in our area or in our land.
Right.
And for that matter, we have missed out thousands of crores. Because now NICTCL have made roads. Now our forests, a lot of forests have been destroyed. How many thousand crores we have missed out? isn't it?
Yes.
So I think it's high time we wake up to the situation. And yes, if they want to bring development, we cannot stop development. But nevertheless, land and its ownership should remain with the people only. And with your permission only, they should develop in your land by paying that compensation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. But then again, because we don't have the FCA implemented, the Forest Conservation Act, we are not been able to take the compensation. Unless the act is there, then the compensation is possible.
I believe the forest department is trying to work out on those areas to protect us.
Okay.
That is what I have learned in the recent assembly, being explained by the forest department.
Speaking of forest departments, yesterday our Minister C.L. John had made a very big comment and a commotion that the people on social media are feeling really, hurt by his insensitive statement of the people who died due to the conflict between elephants and human in Woka district. Do you have anything to say?
Let me not comment on that.
Okay.
But I think practically he didn't mean to hurt the sentiments of people. He was just trying to keep the house in good humor. Because, when you say the decorum of the house, the decorum of the house means good debates, good conversation, good discussion, and also there should be humor.
Yes, light.
In the house,
Yeah.
light humor here and there. That's called the decorum of the house.
Right.
So, I think we should forgive his.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
We should forgive him for his comment because, heart of hearts, he's a nice person. He doesn't mean harm to any people. It was just a passing comment where somebody got hurt.
Yes.
Like me,
And
I was trying to do some correction, check something,
Yes.
and it hurt two families maybe.
Yes. Just on a lighter note also, what is your personal opinion on this whole era of social media and the keyboard warriors that are there, and especially in Nagaland, we seem to be very quick in making memes and about everything, and it just circulates. What is your opinion on that, and especially in terms of technology and social media in Nagaland, and how are we using it?
See, social media, I believe, it's created for a good purpose, but we're abusing it. For example, RTI, right to information. The government has brought out these rights, right to information, for a good purpose, so that you collect all the information, exact information, what is really happening on the ground. But today, our people have started using it and abusing it. So also, medicine. When you are given a medicine, when you use it as a medicine, when you take the dose on time, prescribed dose, it's a medicine. But when you abuse it, you overdose it, it becomes poison.
Yes.
So today, social media, Nagas are making use of it in a different manner, and we're abusing it. That's why it has become a nuisance.
Yes.
And that's why I'm not into too much social media. Only from time to time, and social media, all the news you get, you should not believe. 80% are false, fabricated, made up.
Yes.
So I think Nagas need to be aware of social media. They should learn how to use it, and we should use it only for a good purpose only.
So that was Azo Nienu. He has spoken about various other issues from Nltp Act to the Forest Amendment Act. This is Esther here with camera person Wa for Nagaland News Network.